Tonight on CTV News at 5.
Once they gave the word, it was just heartbreaking.
A change of plans. The fire and woods ban stopped Nova Scotians in their tracks.
Yoga, it's connecting us to ourselves.
Go with the flow. Yogis come together for outdoor sun salutations.
To know that I'm recycling from nature and I'm reusing beauty at its purest form.
Beautiful butterflies. A Halifax artist creates one-of-a-kind jewelry with one-of-a-kind wings.
Sunny and dry weather continues for the Maritimes, with temperatures climbing even higher.
Live from the Maritimes News Center, this is CTV News at 5.
Good evening and welcome to CTV News at 5. I'm Maria Penopalis. Thank you for joining us. First at 5 tonight, change of plans. The Nova Scotia government has ordered that people stay out of the woods to mitigate the risk of forest fires. As CTV's Ryan McDonald shows us, the widespread fire ban has many Maritimers rescheduling or canceling events altogether that they'd been anticipating for months. Ryan.
Well, Maria, in at least one case, the ban on being in the woods has led to the cancellation of something that some people had been anticipating since, well, pretty much this time last year.
3, 2, 1, go!
This weekend in Mabu, people were all set to run 46 kilometers, 100 kilometers, or 100 miles through the wooded mountains. Instead, they won't be covering a single step here.
Stressed out and nauseous feeling, and then once they gave the word, it was just heartbreaking.
The Capes 100 had been sold out for nearly a year, but yesterday's ban on all activities in the woods meant the trail race had to be canceled just days before this year's event. The race director says it means 250 runners, including some from out of country, along with 50-plus volunteers, suddenly have to change their weekend plans.
With accommodations and food and everything else, so you could safely say there's 350 to 400 extra people in the Mabu Inverness area for this event. So it's not just sad for us, it's sad for those communities as well.
We had a designated expert who was going to set off the fireworks, but after he consulted with the Department of Natural Resources and CBRM Fire Service, it was a no-brainer.
This weekend is the finale for the annual Morian Memories Summer Festival in Port Morian. While other scheduled activities are still a go, organizers say there will no longer be any closing fireworks.
But again, the safety of the community is what matters most. So if we have to give up the fireworks, we'll just save them for another day when it's safe to set them off.
While it may seem obvious after Tuesday's announcement, Parks Canada issued a news release today saying all trails in the Cape Breton Highlands National Park and at the Fortress of Louisbourg are closed, along with boat service to and from Grassy Island at the Canso Island National Historic Site. Back at the Capes 100, Jody Eisner says they are now starting the process of figuring out refunds along with deferrals for next year. When asked whether or not he thinks the broad ban on being in the woods is fair.
Honestly, yes, I do. Because it's just so hard. If it's not black and white, how do you do it? How do you say one trail group can go in, but another trail group cannot? So I think it's the only way to do it, even though it super sucks.
And speaking today with one of the organizers of a Mi'kmaq cultural event and powwow set for this weekend at Sydney's Open Hearth Park, they say that just this afternoon the decision was made to cancel Sunday evening's fireworks finale, though they add that most of the other scheduled events will go ahead as planned. Maria?
Oh, thank you, Ryan. Lots of good information. We'll keep you posted as the week progresses as well. Ryan McDonald in Sydney for us this evening. Turning our attention to Jesse Thomas is in for Todd Battis this evening with more on the fire and woods bans that are on right now. Hi, Jesse.
Hi, Maria. Yeah, it's really the talk of the province now. That ban in Nova Scotia and provincial woods is prompted by these tinder dry conditions, and it's received some mixed response from understanding to fear to confusion. We've got more coming up on that story on 6. And more about the province's drastic step to ban all those activities that you heard about in Ryan's story there. And Maritimers planning air travel also need to fit a possible work stoppage into their travel plans. About 10,000 Air Canada flight attendants will be in a legal strike position to strike in less than 2 weeks. Flight attendants can potentially walk off the job as soon as August 16th. But the union says there's reason for optimism that a strike can be avoided altogether. We'll get reaction from travelers here and experts at 6. And a New Brunswick bridge in need of repair may not be fixed for 3 more years. The Peck's Cove Bridge is currently under weight restrictions, and locals are worried about emergency services being limited there because there's no detour. We have that story also coming up at 6. For now, let's go over to Kaylin Mitchell in the Weather Center. Hey, Kaylin.
Hey there, Jesse. So I'm going to be sounding like a broken record here over the next little while because it is a stretch of some sunny and hot summer days ahead for the Maritime region. It's very warm this evening, not uncomfortably hot, but very warm for most of the region. A lot of temperatures right now sitting around the mid-20s, low 20s for a couple locations, including parts of Prince Edward Island, a few parts of the Atlantic coastline of Nova Scotia. Not a tremendous amount of humidity in the air, so humidex values are only making it feel, a degree or 2 warmer in most cases. Taking a look at things as far as the winds go, they're variable in direction, relatively light in many cases, being sustained between 10 and 20 kilometers per hour. Couple gusts getting up between 20 and 30 kilometers per hour, one at 41 near the Port Hawkesbury Airport, but generally just breezy conditions by our standards here in the region. Over on radar and satellite, a few fair weather clouds, cumulus clouds have developed around central and southern areas of New Brunswick. Those will be dissipating as we move into and through this evening. A little bit of thin high cloud cover present right around the southwestern corner of Nova Scotia. The high pressure system that moved in from Quebec did clear out quite a bit of the haze that was lingering around parts of the region yesterday, mostly areas of Nova Scotia. There's a little bit of thin wildfire smoke out around Sable Island right now, and more of it sort of bottled up around the northeast United States. This area of high pressure, though, is one of the reasons why we don't have any rain in the forecast, which of course is what we need. I will have more details of the weather coming up over the next few days, and that just a little bit later on, Maria.
Thank you, Kaylin. We'll hold you to it, and we'll get back to you in just a little bit. Right now, though, if you are looking for something to do in the beautiful outdoors, there are some options. Many communities offer yoga in the park. CTV's Jim Quammen joined some yogis in Lower Sackville, Nova Scotia, where they struck a pose.
Lifting to downward facing dog. Here in this Acadia Park, we have community yoga. We are doing it July and August, when it's really nice to be outdoors. And bending more the knees and rolling ourselves up to standing. So the benefits of yoga, it gives us time to connect to ourselves, to connect to our bodies, and to calm our mind. It has a lot of health benefits, as also mental health benefits and higher states of mind benefits. You can take it to so many directions. It's really broad field. Walking our hands forward. It's a free event, donation-based. So if somebody wants to give donations, it's welcome. It's kind of energy exchange, but there is no fixed price, and it's in a community spirit.
This was my first time here tonight in Sackville. I was really been looking since I came back from Miami Beach for some free yoga, and there wasn't a lot in Bedford and Halifax. It didn't require me going all the way downtown, and so I came here tonight, and it was awesome. I love yoga outside, so this was perfect, and it's a gorgeous setting. So
I've never done yoga before, but now I feel more at ease and open-minded, and I liked it, and I'll probably go again.
Lovely way to spend the evening. Thanks for sharing, everyone. We're going to take a little break here on CTV News at 5. Stay with us. Coming up next, scam alert.
I was shocked. I thought this could never happen to me.
We ring the alarm on e-transfer fraud. What you need to know next.
The Pharma Choice Golf Tournament, in support of Christmas Daddies, helps make Christmas better for many maritime children and families. To everyone who hit the green for this great cause, we thank you for your generosity.
Wowie, this magnificent moment was caught on August 2nd near Briar Island, Nova Scotia. Mariner Cruises, Whale and Seabird Tours shared the video to their Facebook page and say this magical and once-in-a-lifetime triple breach was performed by humpback whales Kalimba, Little Spot, and Badge. Yes, they have names. But the show didn't stop there.
That was a triple breach?
Yes.
Oh, it was a triple breach, Amy. Wow. It's just phenomenal to watch. After performing that spectacular triple breach, Kalimba started tail lobbing. What an amazing day to be on the water, and you can actually see one of the other whales off in the distance there. It's just outstanding. Wow, nature is awesome. All right, on to something completely different now. E-transfers are one of the most popular ways to send and receive money in Canada, with over 1 billion transactions each year. It's generally a safe way to move money, but as CTV's Pat Foran reports, hackers are finding new ways to get into your bank account.
I was shocked. I thought this could never happen to me.
Lola Bielavuk of Toronto was using Poshmark, a website that brings together buyers and sellers, allowing users to purchase new and secondhand items. Bielavuk posted pajamas for $40 and someone offered to buy them.
I saw a link there that was for $40, which is what I was selling it for, an e-transfer. Perfect.
Bielavuk says she was sent what looked like a regular e-transfer link, so she decided to deposit the money.
I clicked Tangerine. I put in my client number and password. So I entered in the security code thinking everything is fine.
But after she did that, the website froze. Someone she didn't know added their name to her e-transfer contact list, and she was scammed out of $2,740. This happened in January. She's been trying for 6 months to get her money back without success.
And I was told that my claim was denied, that I was the one that was negligent.
Tangerine Bank told CTV News Tangerine will never ask you to download software or remote access apps, and you should never share your login information or one-time passcodes with anyone.
Think before you click. Just don't go ahead and click on links that have been sent to you.
Cybersecurity expert Ritesh Kotek says AI is making it easier for criminals to create real-looking e-transfers and banking websites. He says scammers send fake links hoping you'll click on them.
You think you're logging into a financial institution such as your bank, but in actuality, you're logging in and giving your information to these fraudsters and hackers.
Kotak advises using auto deposits, strong passwords, and making sure you're on trusted websites. After CTV News reached out to Tangerine Bank, they reviewed Bielavuk's case again and told her, our recovery efforts with the other financial institution were ultimately successful and your funds have been fully recovered. Bielavuk has now been given a full refund, which was great news for her.
Thank you, CTV, for helping me get my money back. From the bottom of my heart, I'm so grateful. Thank you for everything.
Pat Foran, CTV News.
I'm glad that her story has a happy ending. Unfortunately, a lot of people falling victim to these types of scams.
Got to be so careful out there now.
Absolutely. Got to be careful with all that sunshine we're getting, too. You need your sunscreen and, of course, stay out of wooded areas.
Yeah, it was a warm, sunny day for the region. Just a little bit of a breeze. We're looking out here in the waters near Lunenburg. It's the iconic Blue Nose 2, of course. I will have more in the weather forecast coming up after the break.
Has vanished off the face of the earth, at least according to one Boston TV map.
At first we thought maybe it was just the fog, but no, we've been completely ghosted. No, Boston, we get it though, because you're jealous of us. We got better lobster, property tax lower, but we send you Christmas trees every year.
And I always root for the Boston Bruins.
Oh, a lot of people do.
What's going on?
Are we still here? Can someone check if we're still here?
We are.
Oh my gosh.
We are still here.
We are still here. So that is Justine Williamson and Greg Vardy, the comedians behind Tracy and Martina, poking some fun at our neighbors to the south. They go on to say that mistakes happen, of course, in maritime fashion, but next time, save us a spot on the map. Thank you for the laugh. Kaylin, do you have Cape Breton on the map?
I do have Cape Breton on the map. You know, there's a view used to view weather data sometimes called the Continental United States view.
Right.
And the cutoff of that point is typically right around Cape Breton. So I wonder if that was being used for that particular map or data display, and that's why it happened. But yes, Cape Breton very much on my weather maps, as we're going to see in a moment.
Kaylin with the scientific explanation.
That's, I was just thinking about it. I was just thinking about it as I was watching the video, and I was like, hey, you know what? Maybe this is why. Anyways, we're looking out here at a very sunny day at Mount Allison University in Sackville, New Brunswick, as we take a look at our sunrise and sunset times. Do want to bring you a quick update on tropical Tropical Storm Dexter. No weather concerns out of this one for the Maritime, so we could have used some of the rain associated with this weather system, but you can see it is far off to the east of the region. It's heading off towards the northeast. It's head up towards the North Atlantic, where it is expected to transition into a post-tropical weather system. So that one's moving away from the Maritime region. A couple other spots being monitored right now in the Atlantic for possible development over the next several days. Pressure, though. Barometric pressure for all three maritime provinces very much on the higher side, sitting well above 1,020 millibars. Even Charlottetown right now 1,030 millibars. We are directly underneath this high pressure system. It's the one that's going to be in charge of our overall weather pattern as we move throughout this week. And high pressure systems come in with something called subsidence. It's basically a downward forcing on the atmosphere, and it prevents the rising motion that develops into things such as cloud cover and precipitation. So as we take a look at things on radar, no rain, no showers to show you. In fact, it's going to be a very clear night for all three maritime provinces, so with some pretty comfortable overnight temperatures. We'll see those in a moment. That leads into a sunny start to the day for tomorrow. There might be a little bit of thin high cloud cover present right around the southwestern corner of Nova Scotia, much like there was today. Not expecting a lot of wildfire haze in the skies around the Maritimes for tomorrow. There's a chance of a little bit of thin high haze, maybe coming across parts of northeastern New Brunswick and towards PEI, but that's about it. Otherwise, it shouldn't be too noticeable. There's actually a higher chance of a little bit of thin haze moving over the Maritime region as we move through late Friday and into the upcoming weekend, though once again it looks like it'll be high enough and thin enough to not impact our air quality here. Taking a look at winds in the forecast for tomorrow, a little bit variable in direction. We'll call it a general southwest wind, but pretty light, being sustained between around 5 and 15 kilometers per hour. There might be a few occasional gusts up to around 20, but that's about it. Low temperatures in the forecast for tonight for the province of New Brunswick. In most cases, will be falling into a range for around 6 to 11 degrees. Low teens again tonight for Prince Edward Island. Most low temperatures for Nova Scotia tonight between 8 and 12 degrees. The parts of the Atlantic coastline with some lows between 11 and 14. High temperatures in the forecast for Thursday. They take a step up compared to today, so it's getting hotter as we're moving into the end of this week. Most of the highs for New Brunswick tomorrow, high 20s, mid 20s around the Bay of Fundy coastline. Some at 30 degrees towards the northeast of the province, including Bathurst and Miramichi. Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island, high temperatures in the mid to high 20s for tomorrow. Same thing goes for most areas of Nova Scotia, except on parts of the Atlantic coastline where they'll be a little bit more moderate, mostly in the range of 23 to 25 degrees. All right, let's take a look at our weather watcher for tonight. And tonight's weather watcher is 8-year-old Carmen McDonald from Tantallon, Nova Scotia. Carmen has sent us a drawing of the whole family out enjoying a sunny summer day. Looks like a very happy family there, Carmen. If you would like to be one of our weather watchers, they can come into CTV Weather Watchers, P.O. Box 1653, Halifax, Nova Scotia, B3J2Z4, or email kaylin.mitchell@bellmedia.ca. Maria.
Thank you, Kaylin and Carmen. That was a great drawing. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, though, we will emerge with this story.
I'm Brianne Foley on the Halifax waterfront, where one artist is giving new life to beautiful creatures who have passed. We'll have that story coming up tonight on CTV News at 5.
Move! Mornings with Aaron and Peter. What is something you still do that's considered outdated? Join us for that tomorrow at 7.
And just before that, join us for the $1,000 minute, where the answer to question number 10 will be the puffin.
A solemn anniversary was marked in Halifax today. It has been 80 years since the atomic bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Japan. Hosted by the Nova Scotia Voice of Women for Peace, the event and raising of a peace flag at City Hall was accompanied by the opening of an exhibit of historical photographs from the Hiroshima Memorial Museum. We'll highlight the exhibit, which runs until Friday, on tomorrow's program. All right, on to our final story of the evening now. When it comes to turning nature into wearable art, a Halifax artist is really winging it in the best possible way. CTV's Brianne Foley highlights her delicate designs.
I love creating like more fancier, unique designs because they're more whimsical. Growing up in the Annapolis Valley, I would go for walks in the woods. Sometimes I'd see a fallen butterfly, and I just thought They're so beautiful and gorgeous that I wanted to find a way to preserve like their natural beauty.
Miss Foxine Couture started in 2008 as a way for Teresa Capel to pay for school. It became a creative outlet that allows her originality to shine.
My mom's Filipino, my dad's Canadian, and just trying to figure out like who I am as an individual, as a Canadian and a Filipino. It's important for me to preserve my heritage and incorporate that throughout my work.
Everything is so easy to sell because I really believe in her and all of her work, and I've been able to see her progress to where she is now, and it's very inspiring.
From the pearls sourced in the Philippines to the popular butterflies from Canada.
I started reaching out to different sanctuaries and conservatories across Canada, trying to find ways to preserve their beauty and really letting them know that it's something I wanted to be able to pass on, since their delicate lifespans is only about like 1 to 2 weeks.
Though Trump's tariffs caused initial problems, Miss Foxine pivoted and now sources even more locally, something that customers really appreciate these days.
I've been finding it weirdly a little bit better than past years. I'm just finding like tourists are really wanting to support small businesses, even Americans, even though it's not an American-made product.
And they were happy to buy local and not just from big stores when they come here. It was nice that everybody's kind of getting on board with trying to support Canada.
Especially given the environmentally friendly concept.
They love that things are sustainable and ethically sourced, like the butterfly wings and the pearls, so nothing is harmed in the making of the jewelry, because if nothing has to die for art, then it shouldn't.
Growing up by the ocean as a kid, I was like, oh, maybe someday I'll be able to sell things on the beach, have a little hut or a stand. And being on the Halifax waterfront and being at the Halifax Seaport Farmers Market, I didn't realize that I had brought that vision to life.
Brianne Foley, CTV News, Halifax.
Miss Foxine, if you'd like to look them up yourself. I mean, they're absolutely beautiful and completely unique.
Sun really making the colors come out in that jewelry, wasn't it?
Isn't that true?
There's something that the sun's good for.
I don't want to complain about the sun or the lack of rain. It's good for beach days, but do we have any rain in the forecast?
Not really much of a chance over the next several days, unfortunately. We've got that high pressure in place through the end of this. We've got temperatures that are ticking up as well. There's a couple tropical weather systems I'm keeping tabs on, a few areas where we could see development, but neither of those right now look like they're going to be approaching the Maritimes, getting close enough to sort of bring us any wet weather. So I'm going to have updates on that coming up on 6. More as well on wildfire smoke in the country.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Kaylin, we'll see you and Jesse at 6 o'clock. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a lovely evening. The national news follows.